talking about my academic journey, there is a time when I was studying in three European countries, that is the UK, the Netherlands, and France. And I would share some highlights on TikTok, on social media, but mostly TikTok. And I got so much mixed reactions. Some were really motivated and encouraged, and others were criticizing, like, why are you studying so much, leaving your kids behind? And along that journey, I posted a video of me graduating in the UK. And there was so much noise on TikTok, like, why do you keep studying? What are you going to do with all those qualifications? Why are you wasting your time? Nowadays, education doesn't really pay. Like, there were a lot of sentiments with regards to me pursuing my studies. So during that time, I couldn't answer back, I couldn't explain myself because I really knew what I was doing. So now a lot of people get to ask me, like, what did you really study? What was your motivation? Something like that. So each time I get that question, I'm always like, do you really want me to tell you my motivation, or do you really want to know my academic profile? Because I don't want to be judged. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about my academic profile or journey. I don't know. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Tarira Rachel. I like talking about study opportunities, sharing study opportunities abroad, as well as anything that I find interesting. Trust me, I share it on this YouTube channel. So please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, leaving some comments. And to my regular subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you so much for choosing to walk this journey with me. Continue watching my videos, sharing with friends and colleagues, liking and leaving some comments as well. Jumping straight into today's video, I'm going to be talking about my academic journey. This becomes my academic profile in essence. So I grew up in Mondoro. For those who don't know, Mondoro is a rural community in Mashonaland West in Zimbabwe. So that's where I was born. That's where I did my primary school. I did my secondary school as well as the high school. So typically, I'm a rural or a village girl, and I'm proud of that because it really motivated me to be where I am today. When I finished my advanced level, I then went to university where I did a Bachelor of Science honors degree in Women's and Gender Studies. Because of my background, right, growing up in marginalized communities and also being a girl, I was then motivated to look into why do we have those societal imbalances? Like, why is the girl child in such a disadvantaged position, or why are women in all those disadvantaged positions? So that was like my motivation of wanting to pursue a Bachelor of Science honors degree in Women's and Gender Studies. I was very fortunate that when I finished my first degree, I got a job in a local non-governmental organization in Zimbabwe. So we were working with adolescents and young people, focusing on sexual and reproductive health and rights in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Child Care. So I worked in that organization for like 4 years. And along the way, I had this desire to grow myself, like academically as well as my career. So I thought of enrolling for a master's degree. I remember very well that I enrolled with the Midlands State University for a Master of Arts in Development Studies. Whilst I was in my first semester, I then got a response from one university in the UK because I had applied, that I got admissions and it was a funded opportunity. So immediately I couldn't resist that one, and then I had to go to the UK. This was in 2019 until 2020. It was a 1-year master's degree. So I went to the UK at the University of Sussex, and I was very honored to be in the Institute of Development Studies, which is ranked number 1 for like 7 years when it comes to development in the whole world. So I was at one of the top universities in the world when it comes to development studies. So that's where I did my Master of Arts in Gender and Development. When I almost finished, I thought of going back home to Zimbabwe. So I applied for a job, and I got a job again in one of the local non-governmental organizations. I went home, I served in that organization, which focused on economic strengthening as well as sexual and reproductive health and rights for adolescents, girls, and young women. Later on, I moved to another local organization as well, which focused on empowering adolescents, girls, and young women when it comes to advocacy around child marriages, teenage pregnancies, and gender-based violence, and some bits of economic strengthening. So I served in those organizations. So in this case now, I had my Bachelor of Science in Women's and Gender Studies. I had my Master of Arts in Gender and Development from the UK, and I was gaining all this work experience in non-governmental organizations that focus at empowering adolescents and young people, including vulnerable young girls and women. Along the way, I would apply for job opportunities in international organizations such as our UN agencies, because I would tell myself that one day I'm gonna work for the UN, one day I'm gonna work for Plan International or for Comfort, all those international organizations. But looking at the space where I was working in as much as I was a social scientist, focusing more on gender issues as well as health related issues, I realized that people who had qualifications in public health stood a better chance of getting all those nice jobs in international organizations. So I reflected on that. I was like, what's stopping me from pursuing a master's in public health? So looking at Zimbabwe, I don't know now, maybe things have changed. That time, you couldn't pursue a master's in public health if you did not have a background in public health or a bachelor's in public health. So I said, no, not a problem, no worries. I'm going to apply outside Zimbabwe. I was very intentional about this. I told myself that I'm going to get a fully funded scholarship for this. So I started applying for scholarships. I did not apply for one, not two, not three, not four, not five. I applied for more than 10 scholarships. I would get feedback. Some were regrets, some were partial funding, and I got fully funded scholarships. So the first one was funded by the UK government to pursue a Master of Public Health in the UK. That was a one-year program. The second one was a fully funded opportunity to pursue a double master's degree in public health, and it was funded by the European Commission, and I had the option to study in more than 2 European countries. So if you were me, which one would you choose? So with the first one by the UK government, it was mandatory to go back to your home country. Then with the second one by the European Commission, you were not obligated to go back to your home country. So at the end, I settled for the one that was funded by the European Commission. Why? Because one, fully funded, yeah. Two, double masters. Three, I'm not obligated to go back to my home country. Four, I've got the opportunity to explore Europe. Imagine studying in 3 European countries. And once you've got a Schengen visa, you can migrate. You can move around 26 European countries who are in the Schengen region. So I was like, this is going to be beautiful, studying as well as exploring Europe on a fully funded budget. Yeah, so I left Zimbabwe for my master's. My first year was in the UK. So the first year in the UK was a master in public health, meaning I was studying with full-time students who were doing a master's in public health. Then the second year was a Master of Science in governance and leadership in European public health. That was in the Netherlands at the University of Maastricht. So in this case again, I was studying with full-time students who are pursuing that particular Master of Science degree. So at the end, I graduated with a Master in Public Health from the University of Sheffield in the UK. and a Master of Science in Governance and Leadership in European Public Health from Maastricht University in the Netherlands. And because the consortium for this program was in France, there are times at the end of each academic year where I would go to France for what they called an integration module. So at the end of this program, I had this 2 master's degree as well as a diploma in public health from this, coordinating institution. So during that process, that's when I was of course, sharing some highlights on my social media platforms. And then I would get so much criticism like, why is this woman always, studying? I knew what I was doing. So now that all is over, right? This is my academic profile. I've got a Bachelor of Science Honors degree in Women's and Gender Studies. I've got a Master of Arts in Gender and Development. I've got a Master in Public Health, and I've got a Master in Governance and Leadership in European Public Health, as well as an executive certificate in Program and Project Monitoring and Evaluation from the University of Zimbabwe. I can say I'm now in a better position to look for opportunities. And because I'm in both social sciences as well as health sciences, it means I've got so much like opportunities or choices to make when it comes to opportunities. So basically, this was like my motivation to say, okay, in the end, I want to be this gender expert in public health. So if I'm to look at health issues, right, I need to bring this gender lens in public health. One thing about gender is it is very fluid, like it is everywhere. So one can be a gender expert, maybe looking at finance issues, development, economics, mining, you understand. So gender being broad, I then told myself that in as much as I've got a master's, I've got a bachelor's in gender, I need to narrow down my specialization. So in this case, I narrowed it down to public health. As simple as that. So 2025, there was a major highlight in my life where I then migrated to Australia. Being in Australia, I came with a, what do you call it, skilled work visa. So in this visa, like nobody sponsored me, like there is no employer involved, it's just me and the government. If you're interested, watch some videos that I did on how to migrate using that process. So I came to Australia. I had an opportunity to then look for an occupation that suits my profile. And having those qualifications, trust me, I believe positioned me in a better way to be able to get what I really wanted. And I can say I'm happy with the job that I'm doing. I'm happy with the life that I'm living. I'm happy with the time that I invested going to school. So this is gonna be like an encouragement, especially to young women, that once you decide on pursuing your studies, please don't give up. Even if you've got kids, I would encourage you to actually pursue your studies when your children are young, so that at least when you finish, you have more time with them. Like in my case, I've finished my studies. Now I'm with my children. I've moved with them to Australia. Now I have more time with them. Unlike before when I was studying, do I regret it? I don't, because it has opened so much opportunities for me, which are also going to benefit them or my family. So yeah, just feel encouraged. You can do this, and trust me, along the way, people are gonna come and say all sorts of negative things. You don't need to justify yourself. It's only now that I'm talking. During that time, I was so quiet. And if you go on my TikTok, now people are saying, "Oh, these days she's got so much pride. These days she speaks back," and people, yeah, because that time I was so focused, I was so determined, I didn't want anything to distract me. But now that I'm done, now that I'm free, I can say whatever I want to say. I can speak my mind. I can justify myself, because I know now that nobody's gonna take this away from me. So don't be discouraged, don't be demotivated. Feel encouraged, feel motivated, and also feel inspired from my own story. So basically, that's my story. Thank you so much for watching this video through the end. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, liking, sharing, leaving some comments, as well as clicking the notification button, so that each time I post a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Bye.